system, what is gray matter, what is white matter, so on and so forth, right? So first of all, we start with that nervous system consists of two important components. Number one is central nervous system, right? And number two is peripheral nervous system, right? So nervous system is basically divided into central part and the peripheral part, right? Now, in the central nervous system consists of brain and the spinal cord. Central nervous system consists of brain, and spinal cord. Now, this area, this all shaded area, this is your spinal cord, right? And this upper structure, all the, you can see red area, this is considered, yes please, brain. So central nervous system consists of brain and the spinal cord, right? Now what is the basic function of central nervous system? In a very basic concept, we will study detail later on. What is the basic function of the central nervous system? Anyone? Your definition of functions of central nervous system is? No. What is the very basic function of central nervous system? What central nervous system is doing? Yes, please. It is regulating. One of the function is thermoregulation. What? Okay, we also send signals. What else? Okay, let me tell you. Very basic function of central nervous system is it collects the information from environment and the whole body. This is the number one function. What is the function of number one function of central nervous system is it should take the information from the environment and from the all body. It collects the information through the sensory system. So whole sensory system is giving the information to the central nervous system, and central nervous system function number one is it should receive the sensory information. Is that right? Let me make it a very simple diagram. That if we say that this is your central nervous system, right? What is the function of this? First, very basic function of central nervous system is that it should receive the information, right? This information about the self and the environment should go to the central nervous system. This is sensory input. This is sensory input. And this sensory system, sensory nerves, which are taking information to the central nervous system, they are part of the peripheral nervous system. Number one, it collects the sensory information. Number two, once the information comes here, it compares and contrasts the recent information with the past information. Let me give you an example. I'm standing in this room giving a lecture. Anyone who is present in the room, right, my sensory system is collecting the information. So here is Irene, here is Carlos, here is Amal, here is Ezra, here is Ronald. How I know that? My central nervous system knows that because sensations are being collected in central nervous system through the sensory system. For example, my visual pathway. Is that right? Number one. Number two, if someone new enters through a door, again that information is taken to the central nervous system. But as soon as information will go to the central nervous system about the new person, I will compare the new image with the past image and see that can I recognize the person? Is he totally stranger for me or is a familiar face? So what central nervous system is doing? Whatever new information is coming, it should compare and contrast with the past information. Because central nervous system has stored a lot of information already. central nervous system receives the sensory input, it stores the sensory input, it compare and contrast and process the sensory input, integrate the present and past experiences, and then it decides about the motor response. So what should be your response to incoming sensory input, right? Then central nervous system will generate the decision. So what should be done now? For example, friend of yours comes, sensory input is you see the person, motor maybe you give a smile, or a very good food comes with a very good smell, sensory input is smell is going, sensory input is you see the good food, and motor output will come from central nervous system, maybe it will start passing saliva or gastric juices. So what is happening? If someone asks you what is the very basic fundamental function of central nervous system, you must say central nervous system has duty number one, that it should receive all the information which is coming to it through the sensory nerves. Is that right? Once it receives the sensory information, it should process the sensory information, compare and contrast the present and the past sensory experiences. Then it should integrate the new information with previously stored information. Then central nervous system should make a decision what to do, right? And then it should generate some motor response. Motor response, right? Which may be movement through a muscle or locomotor system, or which may be secretion by a gland, or may be change in the smooth muscle activity like GIT motility change after the food, right? Now, this part which receives the information, which integrates the information, which processes the information, makes the decisions and sends the motor output. This system is central unit of the brain. This is the central nervous system. And all this system which is taking the information to the central nervous system and taking the motor information from the central nervous system to the peripheral tissue. These two together are called peripheral nervous system. So what is the duty of peripheral nervous system? Duty of peripheral nervous system is to take the information from the periphery to the center, plus to take the motor decisions from the center to the periphery. That's so simple. Is it right? We will discuss the function of the central nervous system in big detail later on, right? But this was just the beginning, right? Now we go to the peripheral nervous system and see what is there. Peripheral nervous system is naturally divided into two parts. Yes, there is motor peripheral nervous system, and yes, there is sensory peripheral nervous system. So peripheral nervous system has two parts. One part is working as motor part, other part is working as sensory part. Is it clear? Now, okay. So we were talking about the sensory nervous system is taking the information from the periphery. So we say information will flow in this direction. Right? And information is going to central nervous through the sensory. Now, and of course, you know that according to this diagram, motor system will generate the response. So direction of response in our sketch will go like this. So here is the motor response. Am I clear? So this is our central unit, that is information input and then information output. Now, sensory nervous system is further divided into, yes, there are special senses, there are special senses, yes, and there are, yes, general senses, general sensations. There are special sensations and there are special sensations and there are general sensations. Is that right? Now, what is the real difference between the special senses and general senses? What is the difference between the special sensations and general sensations which are going to the central nervous system? Anyone? Yeah? Don't tell me special senses are special senses and general senses are general senses. What is the real difference? Specificity. You mean special senses are specific and general senses are non-specific. So you have to be more specific in your answer. Yes. What is the difference between special senses and general senses? There are many differences. The most important difference is special senses are generated only from a specific part of the body. And general sensations can be elicited or initiated from many parts of the body. From many parts of the body. For example, touch you can feel from multiple parts of the body. Touch, this is general sense. Is that right? But you can see only through your eyes. Can your ears see? Or can you see with your lips? You cannot. Right? There is one specific part of the body which is concerned with the sensation of vision. Is that right? So that should be considered a special sense. We can say special senses are senses which cannot be elicited or sensed through multiple parts of the body or from most part of the body. Special senses can be elicited by specialized, designed, you can say receptor system which are present in only some specific part of the body. For example, vision. Sense of vision is only from eyes. Is that right? Then another special sense is olfaction, the smell. You can smell with your nose. Can you smell with your eyes? Or with your finger? You cannot. Right? Again, olfaction is from special area. Olfaction, smell. Then there's taste. You can taste with your tongue, but can you taste with your finger? No. Now your tongue has special sensations as well as general sensations. Special sense in the tongue is taste. The general sense in the tongue is touch, temperature. Now touch and temperature you can feel with your finger as well as with your tongue. But taste you can only feel with your tongue but not with your finger. So taste sensation become a general sense. Special sense. One day you will be frustrated. Right? So we can say sense of hearing. That is also special sense. Then sense of balance. You know, inner ear has two parts. Ear has two parts. One is concerned with the hearing, which is called cochlear system. Another is concerned with the balance, which is called vestibular system. Right? Vestibular system, right? That's a specialized, you can say, functional unit, which can very accurately determine the sense and generates and sends the sense of about position to the central nervous system. So, sense of, yes please, position, right? Equilibrium and position, sense of position, which is mainly generated by vestibular apparatus of the inner ear, right? So these are some examples of get the information, process the information,